James shivered. The old house was always cold. He loved exploring its dusty corners and creaky floorboards. The house held secrets. He could feel it. Today, he was determined to find one. He grabbed his flashlight and headed for the basement. The basement was dark and damp. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling like ghostly curtains. James shone his flashlight into the darkness. The beam danced across old furniture and forgotten toys. He could smell mildew and something else. Something metallic. What was it about old houses? Why were they always so creepy? He noticed a corner hidden behind some boxes. James moved closer, his heart pounding. He could hear his own breath. He moved the boxes one by one. Behind them was a wall. But wait, there was something strange about it. James ran his hand over the wall. It felt different. There was a faint outline of a door. He pushed against it. Nothing. He pushed harder. Suddenly the door swung open. James peered into the darkness beyond the door. A musty smell wafted out, making him cough. He took a deep breath and stepped inside. He found himself in a narrow hallway. The air was thick and heavy. A single flickering candle lit the way. The walls were made of rough stone. They seemed to press in on him. James felt a shiver run down his spine. What was this place? He took a step forward, then another. The floor was cold and damp beneath his feet. He could hear the sound of his own breathing echoing in the silence. A drop of water splashed from the ceiling, startling him. James wanted to go back, but something drew him forward. The metallic scent was stronger now. He had to see what was at the end of the hallway. What was he getting himself into? The hallway seemed to go on forever. James felt a growing sense of unease. He wished he had told someone where he was going. He thought about turning back, but curiosity pushed him onward. Finally he reached the end of the hallway. He found another door. This one was made of dark, heavy wood. It had strange symbols carved into it. James reached out a trembling hand and pushed it open. The room beyond was dimly lit. He could see shelves filled with books and strange objects. A fire crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows. In the center of the room was a mirror. But this was no ordinary mirror. It seemed to pulse with an eerie light. James felt drawn to it. He couldn't explain why. It was like something out of a nightmare, but he couldn't look away. The mirror called to him. James took a step closer, mesmerized. He saw a figure in the reflection. It looked like him, but different, older, sadder. The figure beckoned him closer. Suddenly the door slammed shut behind him. James whirled around. He rattled the doorknob, but it wouldn't budge. He was trapped. Panic welled up inside him. He was all alone. Whispers seemed to come from the walls. They swirled around him, growing louder. He couldn't understand the words. They sounded angry, threatening. Shadows danced in the corners of his vision. He felt a cold breath on the back of his neck. James turned back to the mirror. The figure in the reflection was closer now. It reached out a hand, its cold, dead fingers beckoning. James felt a strange pull. He couldn't resist. Before he could scream, the reflection reached out and grabbed him. It pulled him into the mirror. He was gone. The room was silent. The only sound was the crackling of the fire. Then the door creaked open a crack. A figure emerged. It looked exactly like James, but with a sly smile on its face. It climbed the basement stairs and melted into the shadows. The mirror was empty. It awaited its next victim.